Hey, happy Saturday. It's Mob Guppy. People are coming in. I really appreciate it. I hope that you are having a good time. So last week we had a company thing. So my weekend was going to a company event. It was a convention, but it was work related. So I left at 5:30 on Saturday morning, and I got home at noon the next day. Got about 4 hours of sleep because, there was a cocktail party involved in dinner. All right. So, yeah, so it's all good. Muppet 929 in the house. So yeah, that was good. I thought I was gonna go. Hi, Rita. I thought I was gonna go. I have a family member getting married next week, but it's just my work schedule is that Dallas is about 6, 7 hour drive from where I'm at. So I'd be leaving first thing Saturday morning, then uh attending the wedding, going to sleep, and then driving back the next day and picking up my pooch. So there you go. It's all good. So I've been yeah, it's been real busy, which is really nice. I'm all in on being busy. This weekend, I'm trying to do as little as possible. We've got fish stuff to do later on today. I'm going to take the pooch out for a big walk. We received a little bit of rain, so it won't be a dust bowl when I take her to. Uh, there's a trail near. Hey, Ian, what up? Um, so yeah, I get to go. I'm gonna go take her for a nice a couple of mile walk. Life is good, and then I am gonna get home and do normal stuff. I have stuff to do around the house. It's Posiwi. How are you? Got and I'll ask you guys for my favor here coming up in a few minutes. Wait till a few people get in here. And don't feel obligated. But I have a favor to ask of you. I need your help. And so I'll explain coming up. And no, I have not been kidnapped. We had like a real weird story here. Some doctor from a real small town who worked in the small town emergency room uh, personal life issues. He just got divorced and had like 9 kids. And I don't know if this helped lead to divorce or part of this. Girlfriend pregnant. This guy had reported that he was kidnapped a year before. So at an aquatic center, an outdoor pool type thing in the small town, about an hour from where I am, they found his car. He didn't show up for work as normal. So they find his car, 2 cell phones, keys in the car, wallet in the car, no him, car unlocked. Okay. They find him dead a couple of hours away. Probably about 80 miles away from that. They have no idea. And I don't know about you guys. No one's kidnapped me. And part of it's kind of attractive. Hey, I gotta use the restroom. Yeah, food wasn't really good. Can you give me some more food, please? Is it okay if I take a shower? Kind of nice. There's so again, there was some weird stuff going on here. So no one really knows, but it's wacky. So there you go. A little wacky all the way around. So that's small town crime in Missouri. He was found in another state. He was found in Arkansas, which isn't terribly far away. But that being said, someone said, well, he could have walked there. Yeah, but from all reports, no weapon was found. He was shot in the chest by a shotgun. Depending on the size of the shotgun, yeah, got to have pretty long arms to pull that off. And maybe this guy did. I don't know. Didn't know. So it's a tragedy, leaving lots of kids, pregnant fiance. Not good. Not good at all. Doug Gray, the man who has captured a reptilian alien, Peter Thiel. All right. Yeah, I had the old dog thing. Now I have a young dog. Um, she and I will go on a 3-mile walk today, all at one time. So there you go. So here's my favor, and feel no obligation, none. But it's I'm going to tell you what the deal is. I'm working on my freelance business. I do voiceover stuff for freelance. There's a website called Fiverr. And in the link below, just click on the link and you could hire me for $5 to voice something for you. And give me 5 stars. I'll give you 5-star. If you're a current Fiverr client, that's cool. That would be very helpful. So that's the deal. I'm trying to get my freelance stuff going because, hey, multiple revenue streams. It's a thing these days. And I just need to work on it. So I took a online class. They said, yeah, get some people to go in and hire you and give you great reviews. You'll begin to get more and more business. So I am trying it out. So if you could look at that in the link and do it, that would be really cool. Thank you. All right, so let's see what else is going on with the fish. I've been selling a lot of fish lately. I had and Doug and I have talked about this, and I don't know how many of you freelance. Doug, shh. I don't know how many of you sell fish that you ship across country. Doug does it all the time. I ship out fish. Not as much as I should. I have plenty of fish to do. I spent the beginning of the year not paying attention to it, sort of screwing around, not getting it done. And so I had great communication with the buyer. Last week's buyer, when he got the fish, he said, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate it." This week's buyer, who was very communicative, when I shipped him the fish, I haven't heard anything back from him. So I'm guessing the fish are fine because I ship a lot of fish, and I think I've only had 2 times where I've lost fish. And I didn't lose them. There was nothing wrong with what I did, but it was post office issues, and which is a real pain in the butt. So not that you need to tell me everything about the fish I send you or anything like that, but actually I kind of like to know that. But I like to know, did they arrive? All good in the hood. That's all I need to know. It's just say, hey, I got them. Thank you. It's I really appreciate it. Fish arrived just fine. I kind of like it. So there you go. So that's one of the things that that I find it interesting. Thanks, Bo Siwi. I appreciate it. Yeah, Doug says it happens all the time. If you order fish online, folks, uh, it ain't bad if you just drop a note saying thanks, got them. It's people. It. And when I send fish out, and this is not a sales pitch by me, by the way. When I send guppies out, I send them out young. It's swordtails are where I'm mainly selling. I make sure the young males are getting their swords. I don't have a lot. It's like 99.99% come out with swords. Very rarely don't have one come out without any. So I went and I find young females that probably have just been hit and get them out. Yeah, Doug Gray, your food. Yeah, the fish love them. They love the food. Fishfam link, how are you? Yeah, I'll tell you what, the speed of the post office, it was, I got my order for this past week. I got it on late Sunday night. So I emailed the person the next day just saying, hey, and then wanted to know if they could buy some more fish from me. What would the extra charge be? I told them they accepted, bought extra fish. And so I sent them out on Tuesday because my fish had already been fed for Monday before I'd gotten payment, and I wait 24 hours. Yeah, I hope Amazon's drone delivery. I keep hearing about it. You know it's coming at some point. Ain't here yet. So I went. Yeah, so I shipped out Tuesday this week. How my post office works, because we're a small town, is they only do one shipment a day to Springfield, which is the next thing. So it goes Springfield, normally Kansas City. Since this is going to Arkansas, it went to Memphis, then down to Arkansas. So if I bring the fish in at like 9:30 in the morning, if I pack them up the night before, they get there no faster, and it's an extra day in the box for the fish. So I get home usually from work around 1. So I do my last feeding, uh, baby brine shrimp because it's easy to digest. Yeah, Arkansas is in the United States. As crazy as that may seem. And so so I go and I pack them up right when I get home from work, and I bring them to the post office. I usually bring them about 3 o'clock. Here's why. Is that if you bring them at 3 o'clock, they're not sitting in a bad place for a long period of time. So usually they leave this post office at about 5, gets to Springfield and process in Springfield, at like 8 p.m., even though it's an hour away. So that's how it works. I very rarely, it's this is a 3-day ship for priority. That's as quick as it goes. But ironically enough, the week before, it was a 3-day thing from it was packed up Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's 3 days to get to for my 2-day delivery, 2 to 3 day delivery. It always takes 3 or 4 days. Always does. So there you go. And I just like to know, just just the deal. I always like to know, and it just depends. Doug, you'll confirm this. is that there are some strains of guppies. Like for instance, when I ship out California Reds, which I'll do again now that I have more fry in and ready to go, I generally do not send extras, and mainly because they're not. And if you have a high, a rare strain like Doug has a lot of these, you don't send extras. With the swordtail guppies, because they breed like rabbits, I'll send an extra or two. It's and sometimes I just promise that. So, but it just depends from there. Over here, Maggie the dog. And there's like a small like fruit fly going around the house. And she's been watching for it, trying to get it. Hasn't happened. Hasn't happened at all. So there you go. Yeah, it plus a sample of the flake food. Yeah, you see, there you go. It's but people are really you know, uh and Doug, has this ramped up more since COVID? Because I really didn't start shipping fish until COVID happened. So I moved here and really got into guppies and started shipping guppies. I started shipping guppies regularly uh, right when COVID hit. Now, Doug, were people more communicative before this or after? Before COVID or after COVID, or has it always been the same? Just curious. My fish shipping is obviously not as long as you've done. See, that's a good question. I'd had my first guppies that I got, pure strain, were half black purples, which is something I always wanted. And when I moved here, I also wanted swordtail guppies, so I got those. I wanted red guppies, so I got red guppies from Doug. Yeah, and no difference. Okay. Um, I will just tell you as a seller, and Doug, I think you'd agree with this. Just a quick note. Hey, got the fish. Thanks. And I will tell you, the deal is, by the way, Posiwi, the swordtail guppies, hold your beer on the breed like rats thing. The swordtail guppies, they do some serious, serious breeding. How many tanks of swords do you have now, Doug? You were at like 5 or 6, I think. Yeah, I have not sold on eBay in about 3 years. And you're still at 5 on Aquabid? Yeah, I have like 10 on Aquabid. Uh, it's yeah, on I'm all in on again, I like the feedback thing. I think feedback's good. I think when you buy it from a website, you always should give feedback, and I always give really strong feedback. It's and I'll tell you what. Yeah, I have sold stuff on Get Gills, and not on a not as regular as I think I should, but I do. I sell stuff on Get Gills, and and uh, and Dan's really a nice guy. I really like Dan. He's really good people. So and yeah, and he's somebody that I appreciate. And if I was waking up, if I was alive or not live, if I was awake when he was doing his show, my schedule. I used to watch his show on a regular basis, his Facebook Live. Really liked it because it was one of them I thought I got a lot out of, and yeah, I have always appreciated him, and I think he's a good guy. I think he understands fish, and there you go. Yeah, I think he understands fish well. Um, there are some that and again, I've never portrayed myself as being the expert beyond experts. But that being said, I've seen some of these people that know nothing at all, and so he's a good guy. So the Get Gills, I've sold stuff on there. I haven't sold something lately from there. I was just going checking on my. There's a lot of guppies, a lot of guppies on his site. So I may have to up my game. I may have to up my game there. Yeah, it looks like he has more listings for guppies than Aquavit. So there you go. And again, I appreciate anybody who's out there trying to grind away and do something new and something fun. So there you go. Are you here today, Chewy? It's okay, Maggie. It's okay. I plugged in my computer. That's what this was. And she heard the thing. He did warn everyone that a 5-star general is a mean fish, and boy, is he aggressive. Chewy will write me notes saying that he's watching it. So I'm not going to sit there and say he isn't. And, but Chewy says that he's watching. Usually he'll drop an email or, passenger pigeon or something like that. He's been working. That's what he says. And When I found out my item was not active on his site. You see what you learn here, hanging out with you guys. Or he may be fighting wildfires. Coral Works, what's up? Ian loves you, Chewy. Maggie, lay down, sit. You're seeing her little tail there. Prune those roses. Oh, there, now you see her nose. Okay, she's laying down. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful day Saturday. We've got a little rain this morning here in Joplin, Mo. We are in a drought here. Normally, our hot, warm weather is, like end of July, August, or early September type thing. And irises are great. I love roses, but irises, I love irises. And it has been dry as toast here. In fact, I had a tree in my backyard die. I had a tree die. And it was a tree that was here, a maple, that had, probably about 2-inch diameter, been there for several years. And seems to be, leaves fell off in September, which, a little early, but not bad. It just has never woken up. So there you go. I should have just poured more aquarium water on it. So there you go. What's up, Melvin? Thank you very much. Yeah, she's a pretty little girl. She has an itch. Wild roses around here have a ton of rust this year. Don't know whether I'm supposed to report it to Parks and Rec. What if it feels like let them die and spread the disease? Yeah, again, I look at this stuff. Drought now south of where I'm at, like Arkansas, Oklahoma area, they've gotten a ton of rain, ton of it. I'll tell you what, it's the two teams from Missouri are both in the cellar. Holy holy. The Cardinals are just terrible. I thought the Cardinals were really sort of coming to life in May, but they're back to where they were there. I looked the other day and they were 8 out. Let's see how far they're out now. 7 out. 7 out of first place behind the Pirates and the Brew Crew, which are essentially tied, even though the Brewers have more wins, but more losses. And so there you go. But how about those Pirates? My Minnesota Twins are at 500, and they're in first place. Kansas City Royals, the same division, are 13 and a half games behind a team that's 500. The Boston Red Sox are 14 games out of first place. 14. Wow. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing all the way around. It's okay. Maggie was looking out the window. Good girl. Two of the Kitties, a word that I shall not say out in public, should say loud. Yeah. You're getting more rain in New Mexico, Posiwi? Yeah. Tampa is pretty amazing. Absolutely. Your cactus are doing well. As multiple cactus, isn't it cacti? Cacti? You see, Doug, Melvin's going to get you on a plane to Manila sooner than later to meet your next wife. And I'm sort of in a no man's land. So with the gal I was seeing earlier this year, like she sends me pictures of stuff she's baking. Sent me several pictures of herself yesterday. So I don't know what the deal is there. Yeah, pretty incredible all the way around. The other thing I was, by the way, I checked out Get Gills. Yeah, there's a reason my fish weren't selling. I hadn't posted them. Probably should have checked it earlier. So it's up and running. And yeah. A memory came up today. I was looking at Facebook this morning of my dog that I had for 14 years who passed away a couple of years ago. And he hated the doctor. Hated the doctor more than anything on earth. He loved everything else. Hated the doctor. Maggie, on the other hand, she loves the doctor. It's the vet says He goes, I always have to have the tech here to, hold on to the muzzle of the dog when I give it a shot. He goes, your dog, I don't need that. She's liable to lick me. I said, yeah, that's the way she rolls. Yeah, you get to go to the vet and get a shot. That's her personality. Well, it's if you've been able to keep that a secret, Posiwi, for 13 years. And yeah, I do what I can just to keep it a secret. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. That, I normally am, I hate to be your uncle mobster to give advice, but that's my point of view. He doesn't need to know. It's yeah, it's when you have a team with bad owners, it's or owners that you don't like, it's tough to go through it. Now, I've been fortunate. The teams that I've loved my whole life, the Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Twins have had the Vikings have had a variety of owners over the years. They have sold a lot. Here's the deal, Doug, um, about having a medium size versus a small dog. Small dogs, it's small dogs. You're always having to look down. Um, they're you really have to watch out for them when you take them outside because if a cat comes up, you don't know all that sort of stuff. Um, I found a small dog tougher to house train than a medium sized dog. Here's what I don't need to worry about with the medium sized dog. Don't need to worry about stepping on her. Don't need to worry about uh, I don't have to be careful because I don't want to hurt her. Small dogs are very easy to hurt. You have to be very careful around him. Even though my last dog was like, he was as tough as nails. Yeah, hide him for a few days. That's the way it should be. Yeah, just hide him. Hide the guy you're living with if your dad doesn't like him. You know, maybe this is a good time for your dad to go, oh, well, this guy isn't that bad. I don't know. I trust you, Posiwi, to make the best decision here. So yeah, now the deal is that I'm getting a whole lot more walking with. I'm walking. Last weekend I didn't do a lot of walking because I was at this event and didn't get my normal steps in. She was at She was at her boarding place where she goes to for daycare. I'll tell you what, it's I can go walk. I walk her for about 6 miles a day. That's nice. The deal is that I can't take her on a plane with me. See, Bolo, I got him certified So he would ride in the cabin of a plane. So I never, there were only, in his 14 years, he was only in overnight boarding 5 days. And away from my ex-wife or me overnight 6 days. So it's stayed overnight. There was a family emergency for my wife's ex-wife's family. So Bolo spent overnight with friends of uh, her parents, an older couple, and they thought Bolo was Mr. Extraordinary because, yeah, they opened the door for him to go out. They had like a fenced front area. He didn't want to go. He just barked to them until they put him on a leash, and he wanted to walk up and down the street. And if they weren't petting him, he'd scratch at him. Maggie is still at that age where, there's an age with dogs. And I don't know what the age is, by the way, where all of a sudden they want to be petted a lot. Maggie's not at that age yet. She's much more than what she used to be. But, she does not snuggle up to me a lot yet. But I'll tell you what, with Bolo, with the little dog, he didn't start doing that a lot till he was past 2 and 3. I will say the other problem, my lower thing of aquariums, I have covers on them, but she'll try to snuggle, get in to take a drink. And I have to watch out for that. She used to be really bad at it. She's now doesn't do it very often. And she always has fresh water. So she likes fish water, apparently. Doug Gray, you'll be safe. That's her shoulder. That's her shoulder. So, yeah, that's the only thing is that, when I'm doing my water changes on the lower aquariums, Maggie has to be in her kennel at that time. Because otherwise she's just wanting to drink water. She's pretty good at staying out of my way. Rocking Fish, how are you? How are you? By the way, I've yet to hear from Chewy. It's the Canadian fires are going on. I read something that was kind of interesting about the Canadian fires. And I don't know. Let me see if I can find the article. Is that there was an article that I saw somewhere. Let's see if I can come up with it. Apparently, one of the things that's been going on in Canada, and this has been happening out west of the United States as well, and it's about it has a lot to do with indigenous populations, whether they be in Australia or in North America, is that apparently indigenous populations have gone out of their way to do a certain amount, uh, you know, uh, uh, of going out and doing some clearing of underbrush, and that's been part of the traditional thing. And apparently, the Canadian Forestry Service has been in an argument with Indigenous peoples about that. In California, that's had a couple of just crazy wildfires. And wildfires are caused by a number of different things. A lot of times you think, oh, it's some irresponsible camper that lights a fire, they don't put it out properly. Could be the case. I'm sure that does happen, and it probably happens a lot, sadly. But fires are a pretty natural occurrence in the forest. Now, what used to happen is that these things never stopped till they ran out of fuel or they got water. So there you go. Thank you very much, Fishfam Link. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like the fish community coming together. You're in third place in Ed's fantasy football. Ed said he was going to sign me up for that, and he never did. I didn't get hooked up. So he reached out to me on it, said I'd be getting an invite, and I never got one. Maggie just got down. Is her other favorite place to lay down is right outside the master bedroom. I'm not at the point where I can let her have the run of the house yet. So she's basically in my sights. But she's getting closer. Getting much closer on that. So yeah, forestry is a pretty good thing. And apparently having controlled burns, which in the last decade or so, I thought I was too, but I can't. I've never been able to get into it. I don't know where he got it. I have no idea. I am supposed to be Mobb. Does he have this through Yahoo? Yahoo Sports? Where does he have it? I'm logging in again. I'm logging in again. Okay, I'm going to log out. And maybe he has it under my Google. So hold on a second here. I don't know. I'm confused with life. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, I went into Yahoo, so I don't know. I'm not seeing it. All right, we'll figure it out. I must be logging in a different way, so I'll figure out what that is. What's up, Maggie? Come on. I'll figure out so I can get out of the nearest cellar. I need to get her some Bravecto. You ever done Bravecto for your dogs? Yeah, there's Posiwi. There's like a thought. Yeah, I'm Peter T. I'll figure that's me. So I don't know what the deal is. So I'll find that out. Um, yeah, we're supposed to rake the forests. And that's gone back to indigenous populations. Hello, little girl. Aw. Yeah. So is she pretty? She likes licking ears. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, raking the forest, that goes back to indigenous communities. And there's a modern day forestry thing saying, oh, it's a bad thing, allow it to remain how it's been. And then we've had these crazy forest fires, and people are wondering why that is, and then blaming climate change. Not saying climate change doesn't have anything to do with with the stuff, but yeah, it's going on from there. Aw, are you? Aw. You think she likes me? Good girl. Isn't she cute? Her little mustache there. Yeah. Okay. She likes her chest rubbed, just like this. All right. Would you want to have a seat? Okay, sit. Yeah, sit. Sit. Okay, down. Lay down. Down. Thank you, Rita. Yeah, she's a sweet little girl. She turns 2 years old just a few days on June 23rd. Yeah, now wants me to rub her chest. All right, crew. I will see you later because someone wants me to take her to the park. Do you want to go to the park? Look at this. You want to go to the park? You want to go outside? All right. All right, gang. Thank you so much. Have a good one. And we will see you next week. I'll be here.